Go.
Steve Simmons along with Frank Ziccarelli here at the Air Canada Center after the Raptors' overtime victory in Game 2 against the Miami Heat. The series now at 1 game apiece, Frank, and it almost looks like neither team can win this series.
I agree. I totally agree. I was just discussing earlier how it's baffling. A playoff series, second round. You think that these teams would gather some kind of momentum, but there's nothing, absolutely nothing. Teams are frittering away leads. Teams that can't hold on to leads. So I'm just wondering, like, which team has momentum?
I don't think anyone does it. It's a best of 5, and whoever makes the last mistake, I think, will probably end up winning the series. But I want to touch on Kyle Lowry, because he makes 2 baskets late in the game after all of the noise and everything else. He makes 2 baskets, and then with 10 seconds to go, he's got the ball. He walks it up court. The Raptors have a chance to win, and they don't even basically run a play. He throws up an air ball.
It's perplexing. Actually, in my opinion, they should have got the ball inside to Jonas. I don't know if Dwayne's hesitant because they're fearful of Hassan Whiteside's size, length, presence, whatever. But you got to go at that guy. And you're right, you can't settle for basically a 27-foot floating fadeaway jump shot.
But he didn't even, there was no urgency at all to that.
None.
You have to rush the ball up court. You can win. There was no reason for that game to go in overtime.
None
whatsoever. You should
whatsoever.
either have got a decent shot away or get a foul and hope. And speaking of fouls, could they have been worse at the line today? DeMar DeRozan 2 for 8. I know his thumb's bad, but you should be able to shoot better than that. They're barely 50% today, Frank.
It's terrible, Steve. But going back to perplexing, how do you leave a jump shooter wide open, a 3-point game, and 10 regulation? That was terrible. So the Raptors actually ended regulation as bad as it can possibly get, and they still managed to win the game.
So here's the weird thing. Game 1, Lowry hits the half quarter. The place goes crazy. You think they're going to now take advantage of the momentum, and they, dump the bed in overtime. And now tonight, they let the game go to overtime, really when they shouldn't have, and then they come out and bury the Heat in overtime.
It's very strange. It's very strange. Now going to Miami, it's a wide open, up in the air, flip of the coin. Heads wins, tails lose, whatever.
And we do know one thing, that the Miami will live up to the name of the team. It will be hot there. For Frank Ziccarelli, I'm Steve Simmons for Post Media at the Air Canada Center in Toronto.